¿Qué onda, chicos? Estamos aquí en el Vortex con una personalidad enorme. Todos alguna vez hemos visto a los Power Rangers. Y estamos no con cualquier Power Ranger, estamos con el Power Ranger. Pero no me escuchan a mí, mejor escúchenlo directo de él. Dan, how are you? It's
I'm doing good.
a truly honor to be here having this interview with you.
Oh, thank you. I'm very happy to be here. So I was just real quick. I was four colors, right? So I was green, which is verde, right?
Yes.
Green, and then white, blanco, right?
Blanco. Uh-huh.
And then red, rojo, yeah. And then black,
Negro.
negro. Gotcha.
Exactly. Okay, so Dan, please tell us a little about yourself.
Well, there's a lot. I'll try to sum it up a little bit. I trained since the age of 4. I've been training martial arts my whole entire life. Booked a TV show when I was 18. And here we are 25 years later. Lots of different seasons, movie, a lot of good stuff coming into the future with the Saban brand for all the fans out there. I'm not saying for me, but for everyone. You got Ninja Steel. Just Power Rangers is growing, you know? And I've been doing a lot of other projects as well. I play Bloodshot now in the new Valiant comic books. I'm doing a voice for Transformer. I'm playing a character named Emissary. And I just booked a movie that I'm filming for, it's a video game for Dota 2. It's a Dota 2 video game movie, so I've been doing that. And then all these other Comic-Cons around the world, and I'm kind of on a little world tour, but I'm very excited about being here in Mexico because I love Mexico. I love Mexican food. It's my favorite, #1, so I'm happy to be here. I toured on Asia, but I'm happy to be in Mexico.
Yes, for all the people that, well, we follow you, we will know that you like these traditions, well,
Yeah.
this kind of food. Yeah. Well then, as you were saying, you do acting, you do like voice acting also, but you do some other stuff. Mm-hmm. What else do you do apart from that?
Well, the new Valiant series that we're talking about, Valiant comic books. Actually, I saw the Valiant comic books in Bloodshot at your newsstands over here. So Valiant's been around since the 90s, and I saw it and I was like, hey, Bloodshot, that's my character I'm playing. So I took a picture next to it today. It's been around, so we've been really filming that with the Superpower Beatdown. Aaron with Bat in the Sun and his dad, Sean, they have a network called Bat in the Sun, and that's where the Green Ranger versus Ryu, White Ranger versus Scorpion, and now Valiant TV show we're doing. But we're also, I forgot, got a lot going on. We're also doing an original project with Bat in the Sun called Taz Caden Operation Black Unicorn. And that's going to be, we already filmed that. We're putting the final touches on it, and we're going to release that later this year. A lot of things are coming out this year, but next year definitely is going to be a really big year for me and for the fans. Never mind. I take that back.
Aside from this thing, from Power Rangers, aside from all this stuff that you have been saying to us, which do you think has been your biggest accomplishment? Well, that one thing that you say, that's my thing.
Well, I would have to probably gear it towards my martial arts training. You know, I've been training my whole entire life. I'm actually getting promoted next month to 8th degree black belt. So 10th degree is the highest degree you can get in the whole entire world, so I'm making my way up there. But from 8th to 10th is probably going to be another 20 years or something like that. But I think my biggest accomplishment is just achieving that 8th degree black belt. And because karate got me into Power Rangers, karate gets me into Comic-Cons, because I do these things for fun. It's like a hobby, but it's a full-time job. Like, I'm out there and the social media and doing stuff like that. So if it wasn't for my discipline that I learned from karate, and I'm my own boss, it's just, I have to owe everything to karate, the reason why I'm here and so disciplined. And I think I just received good work ethics and being a good person and appreciating everyone equal. I think that was my biggest thing that I learned, you know, and trying to stay humble during this whole process for the last 25 years is harder than rising to the top and becoming a big celebrity and not wanting to do interviews and not wanting to do this and not wanting to hug people. That's not me. That's like, I'm just a regular guy, and it's harder to stay grounded. So I'd say my biggest accomplishment for me now at this point was to receive my 8th degree black belt. But of course, being the Green Ranger is just an iconic worldwide thing, and I'm very happy to be a superhero. You know, I'm actually a superhero. You know, so it's fun.
Just because it's amazing. Well, to tell you the truth, I think that the Jason David Frank I met back there in Monterrey. Okay. I don't know how many years ago, like 8 or 9. Yeah. It's the same Jason David Frank that I met at Guadalajara. The same Jason David Frank that I approach him and I say, "Hey, Jason, I admire you like in every con." And it's always this man is. To be honest, you're my hero. You're my hero. All the people here in the Vortex know. That's why they got me to do this, because they know that you're my long hero. Okay, then. Now returning to Power Rangers, which has been the most rewarding experience that you had while doing this thing that has like transcended a lot? Because a series of 20 years, it's not like something easy. 25 years, yeah. So it's not something easy. Yeah. It's something really hard. Mm-hmm. So what has been? And you have been like Tommy has been in Power Rangers and
consistently through the whole shows. And but first of all, go back to your thing. I appreciate you saying that about me being the same, because I watched videos when I was 19, 20. And I have every producer and promoter telling me, "No, you can't do this interview." I'm like, yeah. And I do the interview. Don't go, you can't go there and say hi to the kids. Yeah. And I see all these old footage. I'm like, man, I'm just as crazy and silly and weird as I was now than I was back then. So it's good to hear someone actually take the time to tell me that, because it makes me feel, you know, that I'm doing, I don't want to say my job, but it makes me feel like I have a great track record. You know, and there's a lot of people that I met, like Kyle Higgins, who writes Boom comic books. Mm-hmm. Same way I met you. He was a big fan. He didn't know he was writing the show. I didn't know he was writing the show. I met him. I was nice to him. And then he met me again and said, I don't know if you remember, but I met you at Chicago. I was like, oh, yeah. He said, I was closing. And I said, hey, man, I'm closed down, but do you want to take a picture? You need anything? He's like, no, just want to say hi. So, see, being nice to everybody, including Aaron at Bat and the Sun, you. I don't care what you can do for me or what people can do for me. I care about how you're treated before they know who you are. Even when I go somewhere, if people don't know who I am and they treat me kind of, and then, they find out who you are. I like people that are real people that treat. So you're a real person, and that's probably why, you know, and I appreciate that. Going back to Power Rangers, I think it's the biggest accomplishment, but the most rewarding for me as the Green Ranger, just being a Power Ranger, I think is now. It's more rewarding after 20 years. You know, when you have a car, 20 years later, it becomes a classic. You buy stock and bond 20 years later, you make a lot of money. It's, 20 years is the key mark for things to become legendary or become valuable.
For the last thing, well, I just wanted to say, you have to follow Jason on Instagram.
Yes,
I had hours of fun watching Jason doing a lot of stuff. Well then, for the last thing, we're being watched like for 40,000 people.
That's awesome.
Then I want you to tell just some words to them. Some people that couldn't come because we got a lot of messages that, oh my gosh, I can't go. So please, something.
A couple things. I always tell people that the best thing about these interviews or the conventions, and even if there's one follower, it's great because I would do it for you anyway. Even if we had 1 or 40 or 50 or a million people, it's the same. But when when you miss a show, I tell you, come to my Instagram, which is JDFFFN, because people that aren't here to experience it can experience it through my Instagram, through my Facebook. That's why I'm going live a lot in Jakarta, Indonesia. Everywhere I go live because there's people that can't make it. So if you go on my Instagram or Facebook, I always tell people that the relationship doesn't end when I meet them. It just begins, because then we can begin an Instagram relationship and a Facebook relationship. And that's what I would say. And also, to sum up what I would tell people is I broke it down. Obviously I talk a lot, but I don't care about time. But anyway, I talk a lot. But I broke it down for people to understand a couple things. Easy. Always say I can. Always say I will. Never say I can't and I won't. Because if you say I can do it, you can do it. If I say, give me 50 push-ups, I haven't been. You say, okay, I'll try, and you do the best you can, and then you succeed. But when you say you can't, then why even try? So, to you and to your followers from years ago, if you would look at yourself back then and say, well, I got 40,000. I tell you what, I'm gonna get 100, get 200. I'm gonna get 1 million followers. I'm gonna get 2 million. I'm gonna get 3 million. That's what you need to say, because you can't say I can't get no more than 40,000 people, because by the time this already aired, you probably have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 more people. So always say I can, I will, not I can't, I won't. I think those are the biggest and the most easiest words from me that anyone can apply. A kid at the age of 4, because I used to say I could never say I can't. I used to have to do push-ups, into an adult. If you test yourself and see how many times you say, I can't do that, you will be like, oh my God, he's right. I can't believe I said that. So go at the challenge to test you for 30 days to see how many times you say, I can't. We say that a lot, and that's not something we need to train our brain. We need to train our brain to I can, I will.
Okay, then. Well, Jason, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
As I said before, we're very honored to having you here. Well, in the show.
Yeah, well,
Well,
thank
then.
you too.
So, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Y seguimos en La Mole.
Bye. Adios, amigos.
Let's free fall.